What is intuitive eating? Because I'm hearing a lot about that this day. It's kind of like a non-diet food plan. But we are anymore very conscious of what we do because of diet and how it affects our health and how it affects our waistline and things like that. But what is it? What is a non-diet food plan? What is intuitive eating? I mean, you just think, seems to me I'd like to have that, I'll have that. Anyway, if it's confusing for me, I know it's confusing for a lot of people. Standing by is healthy living expert and a personal trainer who's been an expert in the fitness industry now for over 20 years. Jesse James Leyva joins us here on 700 WLW. Jesse, how are you on this glorious Saturday?
Ken, I am doing awesome. Almost so awesome it should be illegal. That's how awesome I'm doing today.
Now, do people refer to you as Jesse or Jesse James?
Jesse. If I'm in trouble, Jesse James.
I'm just wondering because, as you know, that's a rather infamous couple of names right there. I was just wondering, but yeah, I know. You get the second name when you're in trouble, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then I named my business Outlaw, so I guess it kind of names well.
What is intuitive eating? What is that all about?
Oh, Ken, I'm so glad you had me on talking about this. I am so angry and frustrated with this whole ordeal. Intuitive eating. I've been in the weight loss industry for 25 years and trained men and women for the better part of that 25 years. And let me throw this out there real quick, just so your listeners understand the severity of this this lifestyle option. They're literally the obesity rate in the U.S. is 42.4%. They're saying it's increased 26% since 2008. In 2020, they're saying by the end of 2020, when it finished, 83% of men were obese. 72% of women were obese, overweight. Those numbers are astonishing, and it's not slowing down. Now, to have Gwyneth Paltrow behind this intuitive eating thing, which they market and press, doesn't help. Gwyneth Paltrow is more of an ectomorph body type, a hard gainer, they call it. You know, we have ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph. She is the ectomorph, which is she can kind of eat whatever she wants and probably not really put on a ton of fat, when the rest of Americans are battling against this. So I'm not real excited about this because it doesn't allow you to make any intelligent decisions other than listen to your body.
So, but it means, but again, I'm with you all the way here. But if you're doing something like intuitive eating, you just say at a certain point, you know what, I'd like to have that bologna sandwich. I'm going to go make a bologna sandwich. Is that what it is?
It is, and even like pizza, you want to have pizza, eat pizza. The goal is you're going to eat it, and you're not going to want it all the time. Well, the problem is, if that was the case, we wouldn't have an obesity epidemic right now in America. You know, we got to have some kind of boundaries, and I think people go to school and become doctors, entertainers, attorneys, but nobody ever studies and understands how it is to live and eat and live healthy. So intuitive eating doesn't really educate people on how to get their weight off. And in fact, one of the first things you hear is it's not about weight loss.
Yeah. Well, and listen, before we leave obesity just for the moment, there is a very strong line of thinking that COVID attacks people with obesity more so than they do with other compromising health conditions. That it's because of things, I mean, it doesn't take much to figure it out, because the more obese you are, the more strain it puts on your heart and your lungs. And where does COVID hit? It hits the heart and the lungs.
Exactly. You hit it right on the head, or the nail, I guess you would say. You know, people just need to take time, and I'm not a big pusher of fad diets, but a Mediterranean style diet is ideal. You have protein sources, healthy fats, carbohydrates, and you're getting balance. If you're going to follow anything, I would really push along the lines of a Mediterranean style nutrition plan and have pizza. If you want beer, have beer, but the goal is not living and breathing off of that and going off what you think your body wants.
Right.
I mean, that's tough. If you're depressed because you're overweight, what do you think you're going to crave? Chocolates and bad food. And now you're just giving yourself the right to do it now because there's a book about it.
The Mediterranean diet, as you said, is just let's just talk about that in real food. It's protein, which would probably be lean protein, like chicken, like if you're going to go red meat, like a lean red meat, or fish, like a salmon or something like that. But what else is there?
Exactly. You have you have different beans, you have healthy fats, you have avocado, and even different rices. But it's learning to portion things out properly. We do our meal plans with my company based off gender and height, and you never want to go split a meal. A lot of people do that. Couples split meals. Well, if the husband's 6'5" and a wife's 5'2", she's getting this short end of the stick when it comes to the calorie count. People just need to take time to educate themselves on what their body requires per sitting. Is it 1,000 calories per sitting, or is it 3,500 calories per sitting? 350 calories per sitting, and then what's in those calories?
Yeah, everybody wants a shortcut when it comes to things like this. They don't want to go to the gym. They just want to eat well. They want to take a walk. They think they're fine, or they want to take a pill. I mean, you can turn on the TV now and you can see, there's a pill for everything. They could put vegetables in a pill, fruit in a pill. Hey, I'll take that. That'll take care of me. There are no shortcuts. If there were shortcuts, everybody would be in perfect shape and walking around and eating healthy food.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We're spending more time on TikTok, Facebook, and that's all we're doing is watching things, and we're watching people that are healthy, but we're not doing what those healthy people are doing to look the way they do to attract you to watch them. I mean, it's an endless spiral, and we're just sitting here on couches wasting our lives away and not getting out and enjoying, I guess what we're blessed with, sunlight, daytime, and enjoying that part of life.
Well, the human being by design is lazy. I mean, you have to push yourself. But what happens to us, I think, over time, I don't know, I've been told by people like you, is that when you do get in a rhythm of, for example, going to the gym. Like I go to the gym sometimes 6, most of the time 5 days a week. And I'll do my cardio. I'll get my cardio, and then I'll do some weights. It's a struggle as you get older, but I'll do that. If you get in that habit, your body almost begins to tell you that, hey, we haven't been there in a while, pal. Are we going? Are we going? Same thing with eating. If you're used to eating things that are good for you, and you then try to start ODing or going off in another direction, your body will let you know about it. But by and large, it's getting yourself in that habit that's the toughest part. No, right?
No, you're 100% right. And the fact you said you work out, that shows that you're taking care of yourself. You're thinking, you're diligent on the one thing you're blessed with, and that's a human body. You get one chance. You can't trade it in like a car. When it gets high mileage on it, it starts breaking down. You're stuck with what you were born with, and if you don't treat it right and think about it and educate yourself with it, it's going to break down on you in your 50s and 60s. And what good is retiring and setting all that money back when you can't go enjoy that money and that time you have because your body's now breaking down?
Yeah.
People need to step back and think about what they want out of their lives and what they're willing to invest in it. And yes, it's a little painful. Anything worth having takes a little bit of effort and a little bit of discomfort, but it's so worth it in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, and again, playing off the lazy part, we want to drive through, go to some place, don't get out of our car, somebody hand you a bag of food, sit in your car and eat it, or take it to work, or go to the office. It's just too easy. Anything that's easy isn't worth it. And doing the kinds of things you're talking about, just cooking takes time and it takes effort and thought. But when you're sitting down and after it's done, and we do that a lot. It's the satisfaction from doing that after you say, you know what I just threw down my throat was really good for me. I could have gone over there and gotten a bag of food, but it was good for me. I think you feel better about yourself. At least I do.
Well, you're right, and Ken, I'll tell you right now, if I wasn't a personal trainer, and I've been in fitness for 25 years. I'm 47. I'll be 48 in August. Every day, I crave barbecue, ribs, tacos, and margaritas and beer. I love that food. But I also am sensible enough to know that I would be a diabetic and I would be a borderline stroke victim if I lived like that every single day at 47 years old. Yeah. So I have sense, and I have that once to twice a month, sometimes 3 or 4 times a month. But I balance it out with I work out 3 to 5 days a week, depending on my schedule, and I get outside 2 to 3 days a week. And if I want to have something, I eat it, but my lifestyle is relatively simple. I eat clean food.
Yeah. Someone once told me that if you have to look on the back of something you buy for the ingredients, it's not worth buying. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways that's true. And it's so easy to grab. I mean, everything now is processed. It's not like it was 50, 60 years ago. Back when our parents were around, there wasn't an obesity epidemic like this. Everything is so convenient and easy to buy. You can drive through and grab 1,000 calories just at a Starbucks by grabbing some kind of mocha frappuccino and a big, massive croissant and an egg sandwich. and that's an intake for a woman just a day if she's under 5'5" and trying to lose weight. And that's in one meal we do.
Yeah.
And because it's so easy, like you said.
You know, you just mentioned that, and it made me wonder. The rule of thumb has always been 2,000 calories a day for the human body. And to some, that's probably too much. To others, it's not enough. It depends on what you do for a living. But is still 2,000 calorie intake for the average, let's just say for the average adult male. Is that right?
Yeah, I would say that's right. That's pretty darn close. But then we have to go in even deeper because you and I, we say if we're ideally the same height, and we're twin brothers, which you didn't know that. We both eat 2,000 calories a day, where your 2,000 calories a day could be from lean sources of meat, vegetables, good carbohydrates and healthy fats, and mine is from Dr. Pepper and burgers and pizza and donuts. Again, we're both eating 2,000 calories a day, but in 6 months, we're both going to have different blood profiles and a different look. And I'm not going to want to get off the couch and go run, but you're going to look incredible and feel incredible.
Yeah,
so people need to understand.
Mom always liked me better than you. I'm just going to break it to you right now, Jesse.
Right? I got some of the bad stuff, man. But, yeah, calories aren't created equal. And I try to tell people that, I'm doing low calorie. Well, that's great. What's in those calories? Have you actually did your homework and looked before you put it in your body?
I agree, 100%. Yeah, when I saw this intuitive eating thing, I just said, it doesn't make any sense. And you got to know yourself. Literally every one of us is different. You see these signs all over the place, or at least I do, for various ailments. Like for a heart institute, it's like every heart disease is different, or a cancer institute. Every stomach cancer is different. But in essence, every body is different. So I mean, you got to know yourself. You're not like the guy next door or your twin brother, as you said. Everybody is really different. We don't come here. We all come into this world unique, right? For everything.
Yeah. We do. And I'll throw this out there. If people can just step back and work on cutting their sugar, the refined sugars out of that almost completely, unless it's naturally occurring in food, they'll notice a massive change in their life, and they'll feel so much better. And that's just one step. Just taking that into account, because cancer and all these other things loves sugar. Obesity loves sugar. But that's all we eat. And as we get older, it's easier to munch and snack on things. When you get overweight, you're depressed. What do you crave when you're depressed? Sugar. you know?
I agree. JesseJamesFit.com. JesseJamesFit.com is where you can find him. Jesse James? I'm going to call you Jesse James from now on.
You're fine.
I like that. I like it. You're not just Jesse anymore. Thank you so much for your time. You stay well, and we need to hear your voice here in 2021. So take care of yourself. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, man. Take care.